I'm here with David Colwell, the Claremont Northeastern Athletic Director. Mr. Colwell, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
So we've had a couple interviews with coaches that we ran earlier tonight. This is my third Zoom interview, so you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to try to get rid of the ums and the thes as much as possible. Are you getting a little used to doing video stuff these days?
I am. Since the COVID has hit, we have mostly started canceling in-person meetings as far as a league and as a district. We started having a lot of Zoom. We finally got back as a league last week. We had a meeting last Wednesday. We kind of got everybody together when we thought the governor's new orders were going to be out, and got together, and it was nice to be in the same room with all my colleagues from the SBC.
It's sometimes refreshing just to get to be back around people, even if you have to social distance. This video stuff's great, but it's not the same as an in-person conversation, is it?
I agree. The person aspect cannot be underestimated, and
that's 100% correct.
We're constantly talking about stuff and little details and checking in on this and checking in on that. And when you've got 15 or 16 people on a Zoom chat,
it's tough. 100%. Well, why don't you give me one or two preparations you've done around the school to prepare for your fall sports seasons? You've had a whole week to know that you really get to have them.
Well, we knew on May 26th, they let us start getting back in, doing some football workouts, open gym. At first, we started with kids not being allowed to pass the ball between each other, and we slowly got permission to do that. And then we slowly got permission for the kids to lift and be able to spot each other. And then we went from 10 in a group to a little more than 10, and then got to a point where we could have the whole team. Learning and teaching everybody about the masks is an ongoing battle.
I bet.
But I think we're getting there. We've had this week 3 volleyball matches at home, and our crowd has done a great job.
Good.
We did things a little different than other schools in the league. We have a list where everybody's able to check in, and if we ever have issues from the Department of Health, we are able to say, these are the CNE fans that were here tonight. We know who was here, and we think we've done a good job of preparing, marking off sections, providing hand sanitizer, and the community has done a great job pitching in and helping our kids get to have a season.
That's good. That really brings me to my next question. Is there one thing that our fans can do to help us keep our season going on?
Everything that we're doing is about the kids, and sometimes people don't take things seriously, but we learned on March 12th that it can happen like that, that everything can just be gone. It was kind of interesting. It ended up being Friday the 13th was the last day of school before we were out for the year. And if you would have told me on March the 3rd that we were going to be off of school and all sports were going to be canceled and we wouldn't have kids back in the building until August 24th, I would have thought, no way. And, I try to get everybody on board and say, hey, we got to do our part to make sure that the kids get to keep playing and make sure that we don't do anything that's going to put that in jeopardy.
Let's just not mess it up is the best way I can think of it. Let's not mess it up for them. So do you want to give me a quick outlook on your fall sports? What are you thinking we look like this year?
So we are the 2-time reigning SBC sports champions, which means in the national division, you take all the sports that are offered. For 2 years in a row, we have done the best overall in our part of the league.
Has that ever happened at CNE?
No. We won it in 2018, 2019. That was the first year we won it, and then we repeated last year.
That's pretty awesome.
Limited schedule. It says a lot about our kids that we have, one, we're successful, but 2, we're fielding enough kids in almost every team to participate. And
that's awesome.
2 of our anchors last year are off to really good starts with the golf program. The boys were leading by over 40 strokes in the SBC, and our girls team, led by Haley Stegeman and senior Sadie Hepner, have just been doing a great job, and we're really proud of those programs. They kind of push us to the front every year when it comes to those standings. And volleyball had a rough night tonight against East Clinton, but they're usually successful. Tennis finished second place in the league last year. Boys and girls soccer, boys started the league with a 3-1 win at Felicity. The girls got rained out, but they were able to play at Reading tonight, and they've got Western Brown Saturday and start the league next week. Cross country, our cross country team, for I think the first time in I don't know how many years, we have a full boys and a full girls team.
That's
and
awesome.
Middle school is getting close to having a full team. So I think between the two schools, we've got about 30 kids out, and Coach Cooper just does a great job getting the kids excited and getting them out for the sports. So,
All right. Well, I appreciate it. We're looking forward to a good fall, and I appreciate the time you've taken. And hopefully, we can do this again throughout the season. We'll see how this goes. This is our first night of trying it, but keeping our fingers crossed for a good, stable internet connection there in the press
absolutely.
box. All right. Thanks, Mr. Colwell.
Excited to bring it to our friend. Excited to bring it to the community. So you guys are doing a great job, and I'm excited to see what we can put out there for people.
I hope it works out. Thanks, Mr. Colwell.
All right. Thanks, Alex.